لازم انور.
What a putrid offering. Don't fight. You have been chosen. Behold, everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey. I wonder why I still take these things. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
The doctor can repear to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of this morning, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different. Unknown, these seem to surface from unfathomable at ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Oh, the case. هذه قضية يعني. بيرز اللي هو زي لعبة The Evil Within. أزود من strength قوتي. اوكي طيب نضغط عليه. not now. Dark Water. بس هنا. Peer Investigation Agency. My private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small time case follows the other. Adultery settled scores. Disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office got in less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine for the moment. Clues. I don't have clues. My old lighter that engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the last battalion who fell. Okay. Sleeping pills. Oh, okay. Doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now, the Rifaximin has been wearing off. Here's nightmares, sanity. Stop confident in your abilities and your into the facts. Your convictions and your perception of reality, your conclusions are logical and reliable. Nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. He's one of the few survivors of the last battalion. American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire, forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades. Without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. في شيء ثاني خلاص كذا. Back. Switch off.
I should get rid of all this stuff. I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce?
Yes.
Private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy
إذا
Sheridan,
نحن نلعب
in
شخصية
charge of
محقق
investigators over at Wentworth.
إدوارد
I'm
بيرس.
calling because of a problem with your files. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
واو. طيب investigation strength أسويها كلها. خلاص كذا.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's
Go
wrong?
ahead.
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem. and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Address warehouse 36 Darkwater. إذن هذا العنوان. The police report. التقرير الشرطي يقول it says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless assisted Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live recluse life there with their only son, Simon. File on the Sarah Hawkins case. Okay. What clues? Okay. Examine.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
What do you make of these elements? You're asking the wrong guy. لا. I read about her mental fragility in the police report. Something's not right with this story. Find out what warehouse 36. اختار where did Sarah Hawkins live? Okay.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Okay.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
لا
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Okay.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater.
Just 1 minute. Okay, Stephen Webster, a wealthy businessman well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepted another refusals, nor inconvenient truths. He's ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. قرأت هذه close. Charles Hawkins. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity in Darkwater, the hero of ship on our family. He used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived every secretive life. This is Sarah. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was watched for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised her as society columnist, a wealthy Boston heiress known for her party going. She chose to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continued to seek the truth. Simon Hawkins, only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, he died in the fire that claims his whole family. Whoa.
I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll note married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Understand that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
This case solved. The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot what can do against a private detective who's got proof against you.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston,
Has been
but I've never heard of it. According to this
with
book,
the enemy memories of
it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. but it seems to have been shunned since then. All I have to do is go to the port.
Just 1 minute. Yes. Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very extensively isolated rock of the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs, and with only one outlet to the sea, it's mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island that is still profitable is its medical institute.
I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Okay.
I should get rid of all this stuff.
Oh. Practitioners, this first forum is illness, you know, the symptoms, details the symptoms and suitable.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch
Okay,
cases.
I will leave. I have to go to Darkwater. Port. Mina. Pierce took the Harkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having cursed the fire that killed her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting on the Chapin label and address a warehouse set on the docks of this island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Let's go. أكره الداونلود زي كذا طول.
Almost there.
يعني خلاص قربوا يوصلوا. To the Darkwater port. Call of Thalo. O.C. Thalho.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber,
Welcome to
but he was a
Darkwater.
good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
For a minute. Darkwater Port, at the entrance to the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shell of the site. Salah. The last whaling ship to have brought back catch. Sailors wander the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of port leisures has thrown itself up there and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here, the golden age of whale hunting is but distant memory. Go to the bar, talk to Bradley. Is this bar? Oh yes, this is bar, I think.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep human under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier cat. Okay. Right now, just
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. the second volume teaches ethics and good practice as the medical staff.
I took it. بخور هذا شكله. Oh, we have a lot.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Oh, is this photograph a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing at the bridge of ship? He has a wooden leg. Oh.
What a macabre souvenir.
Okay, nothing is important. Interesting. Talk to Bradley.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Okay.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins.
But that's
That's
all I
all
get from them. Only a few dates are still breakable. 1819 and 1907 and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? Okay. Let's check it out here.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Came about Warehouse 36. Okay.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Oh.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
You tell me.
I thought you would have worked it out. It belonged to Charles Hawkins. Ship owners from father to son.
I see. That explains those loading manifests. Too bad I can't get much out of them. I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
Wow.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I was looking at your photograph. One of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a...
And for good reason.
Your
John, his wooden leg.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Thank you. James Fitzroy is the captain of the Charpdes, the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston. His base is the Harper Master's office, from where he missing nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him. The Bootleggers despise him. He offered to help me in my investigation. Just a minute, I have something here. I can take this. No, this holy weapon. Is it bar?
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Go to bar, yes.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Pure instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then.
Okay.
I reserve the right to answer or not.
Babe, you know.
The Stranded Whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water. When our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about it?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
I wouldn't say no to a glass.
Try this.
Well. I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
No.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
No.
That'll be all for now. The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The crew of the Salah remains afraid to return to dark water portal on Thursday afternoon. The local immediately washed the docks of welcome. The last whaling ship on the island, people were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the previous around.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I heard the Hawkins family owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch.
You shouldn't talk about the dead like that.
We're not speaking ill, we're just saying that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk.
There! You're speaking ill, you see?
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
If I had the wings of a girly voice, I would spread a man fly home.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon.
Can't you see that we're in the middle of a conversation? I told you to beat it.
Okay. Get inside warehouse 36. That's... Maybe you cannot...
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
I'd like to know more about the Hawkins case.
I don't think so.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh? We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Come on, you can tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your... How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Cat. Who's cat? ما بعرف من هو كات.
Well, look who's back.
Did you miss us?
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Come on, you can tell me. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's gonna be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
Kat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
What happened to the statue of St. Brendan? Dreadful.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors?
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
What are you guarding, exactly?
Listen, bonehead, we already told you that we're guarding our boss's turf.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
I bid you, gentlemen, farewell. If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
From where? Oh.
Damnation. I broke it. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Hello. Get inside of warehouse 36. Okay. From this way.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think they're putting the whale back in the water.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy.
not always. And you? What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her?
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I shall take my leave.
Okay. Locked. This button skills allow you to detect hidden items and close arrangements. Okay. Hidden spot. Stranded whale. Miraculous catch. Close. Article on the miraculous catch. The charity 20 years May 1847. Miraculous catch. The sailor returns the port to save Darkwater from famine. We're giving up the crew of the sail off what remains of it. Returned to the Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The look was immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch of the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond of the formidable toothed whales. The cetacean that is already being called the miraculous catch over the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plentiful nutritious benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of this hole will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to go feed themselves, bringing it to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Mark is putting his warehouse up for a rent from John for fishing workshop or storage activities. You can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the dock. Special event at the Stranded Whale to celebrate the return of our brave whales. All the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with your friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. Oh, I have to go. Just 1 minute, 1 minute. Not now. I want to check it out here.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
خلينا نشوف هنا بس.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil.
This part enables heavy hitters to be lifted and held aloft without risk. Okay, ratchet device.
This ratchet device seems to be usable.
Of course. Okay, this lever activates a machine.
A handle. It must come from these old winches.
Okay. Now. أحط الليفر هنا.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Handle. اوكي. الحين انزل تحت. لا شيخ. في شيء ثاني طيب. يمكن باقي هنا اللي باقي واحد يمكن. صح. اوكي باقي واحد. باقي واحد.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
نشوف يمكن في شيء ثاني كمان. خلاص. Okay.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle.
Okay.
Damn, I broke it.
لازم أعتقد إني شفت زيه هنا. أقدر أخذ
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf. You're not only inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
This muddy alley is yours? Good for you. I've got work to do.
I don't think that you've quite understood the situation. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Wow.
Is your name Kat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not. Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
Oh, I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm going to have to deal with her.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting careless.